Brake fluid has a service life of around 2 years, therefore most manufacturers recommend brake fluid is changed every 2 years. Gunson have two brake bleeding kits in their range, the famous Eezibleed kit and the Eezibleed Pro brake bleeding system. Both products offer a simple and effective solution to one-man brake bleeding. The braking system also has to be bled when new components have been fitted, and the system will have to be bled if the brake fluid has become contaminated. Brake fluid absorbs water. That is why manufacturers advise changing it every 2 years. This can be checked with a brake fluid tester. We have two available, one from Gunson and one from Laser Tools. They are easy to use and light up to show the percentage of water that is contaminating the brake fluid. This new brake fluid shows a green LED indicating 0% water. If you suspect water contamination in the brake fluid, simply test the fluid in the reservoir. In this case, the brake fluid should be changed. We will bleed the Volkswagen's brakes with the Gunson Eezibleed kit. The Eezibleed is a pneumatic system and the air pressure is supplied from the spare tyre. Prepare the spare tyre by placing it near the brake fluid reservoir. The maximum recommended pressure is 20 psi. But in the case of this car, which is nearly 50 years old, we are going to set the tyre pressure to 10 psi to protect the brake reservoir. The first step is to select the correct size of cap to fit the fluid reservoir. The Eezibleed kit comes with a variety of cap sizes to suit different applications. If a suitable cap is not included in the kit, the Gunson range includes two multi-purpose cap kits, which will let you use the Eezibleed on most cars. Before we bleed the brakes, we should pressure test the installation without any brake fluid in the bottle. Check carefully for any air or fluid leaks. We are now ready to bleed the brakes. The Eezibleed bottle is filled with the manufacturer's recommended brake fluid. Make sure the bottle is secure and can stand upright. On an older car like this, the master cylinder feeds all four wheels in a single system. Therefore, the first wheel cylinder to be bled is the furthest away from the master cylinder. In this case, we will bleed the left-hand rear first. Before we pressurise the system, we will prepare the bleed nipple. Because they are quite small, bleed nipples can seize and sometimes break. Clean them up and spray with release agent, taking care not to get any on the brake shoes, pads or disc. The kit is supplied with two sizes of drain tube. These will fit the majority of bleed nipples. Now pressurise the system by fitting the tube back onto the tyre valve. Once again, the system is checked for leaks, and we are then ready to bleed the system. Open the bleed nipples by about a quarter of a turn. This releases the brake fluid into the container. Watch the Eezibleed bottle throughout the operation. Do not let the fluid level drop below the minimum mark on the Eezibleed bottle. Continue until the fluid runs clear and free of air bubbles. Then close off the nipple, taking care not to over tighten. Repeat on all the other bleed nipples to complete the operation. To finish, release the pressure from the spare tyre. Check the brake fluid level is correct. And then check that the brake pedal will hold pressure. Finally, clean up using brake cleaner and check the system for leaks around the bleed nipple area and any other areas that have been worked on. The Eezibleed Pro is a vacuum operated brake bleeding system for use in a professional or home workshop which has a compressed air supply. The vacuum system works by drawing the brake fluid through the system from the caliper end. The Eezibleed Pro uses an automatic refill bottle to keep the reservoir topped up. Make sure the valve is closed, then fill the bottle with fresh brake fluid. Clamp the refill bottle onto the brake fluid reservoir. Open the valve to feed the reservoir with brake fluid. Once again, ensure the bleed nipple area is clean. Connect up the compressed air supply. Press the blue reset button and open the air valve. The system is now drawing a vacuum down the tube connected to the bleed nipple. Take care not to open the bleed nipple too far, as air can be drawn through the threads of the nipple. The waste brake fluid is drawn into the extracting tank, and the system is topped up automatically from the refill bottle mounted on the reservoir. Continue until the fluid runs clear and free of air bubbles. Remove the tube from the bleed nipple and let the fluid drain down into the extracting tank. Then close off the air valve and disconnect the compressed air line. Remember to close the valve on the refill bottle before removing. And check the fluid level before replacing cap. And again check that the brake pedal will hold pressure. The Eezibleed Pro kit also comes with a drain tube adapter, which is used if you need to remove fluid from the reservoir.